And welcome back this week. This is season 4 of episode 7. I'm Renzo Rossato.
And I'm Gaston Rossato.
And today we're not going to be doing a car review, but we're going to be giving you some valuable information when it comes to purchasing a car.
Buying a car that you don't know from out of state or from a private party does have its risks. And we want to give you the tips that you need in order to do your proper due diligence before you even inspect the car to know that you're buying something legitimate and something legal.
That's right. And these tips are free information that you have access to. So we're going to make sure we give you all that information. Before we start, as always, hit that subscribe button for us and let's get it started. All right, Gaston, I think we have the perfect example for our viewers, and that's going to be the trade-in we received last week of the Maserati. What was the first step that we took to make sure that we're getting a clean car?
The first thing I want to do is look at the title and make sure that VIN number matches the car. Not in just one place, because typically cars have VINs in multiple places. You want to make sure that all those numbers are consistent. Additionally, the title is going to have a name on it. You want to make sure the name on the title is the same person that's selling you the car with a proof of identification.
So you mentioned that he showed up with the title in hand. That should be a first indication that the car has no liens.
Every state is different, so you can't go based on that rule. There's exceptions to every rule always. But even in Florida, if you have the title, you shouldn't have a lien. So there's a free resource that you can go online to here at the Florida Highway Safety and Motor Vehicle website that you can check the status of the title by simply putting in the title number or the VIN number, and it'll give you free and clear VINs. When was the last updated title? That date should match the physical title. Okay. Now that's for Florida. Every state has different resources, and we're going to include some of those links down below too for some states. But when you're buying a particular car, hey, you know what? Pick up the phone, call that state's DMV office, explain the process that you're going through, and they're going to give you as much information as possible. Again, generally speaking.
So the title will indicate whether it's a clean title or salvage title or rebuilt title, but we do know that there's been fraud when it comes to this document. Luckily, we have the car here, so let's go out to the car and let's check it out in the showroom. So one of the ways we can check the consistency with the VIN number is doing a Carfax.
It is a 2007 Quattroporte. This VIN number is obviously the one on the car because we took it off the car.
Right.
It indicates no accidents, no damage. But again, this is not enough for me. Right. This is only a resource. Carfax sometimes doesn't pick up all the information. So what do I do next? Well, our next step is to go to the National Insurance Crime Bureau, NICB. Okay, it's a free resource online. You can type in the VIN number and it'll tell you if that car has ever been involved in a total loss, or if it's ever been stolen before. Now here's the next step that you have to consider, because when you're buying a classic car, you have to understand Carfax is only good for cars that are 1981 or newer, because that's when they federalized and standardized the VIN numbers. Anything prior to that could have less than 17 digits. So you can't run a Carfax on a car that's 1980, but we can run the NICB report. So today's buying world, right? We just do it across state lines, across country lines. Now we're talking about particularly United States, okay? Right. So if we found a car in New York, we want to see photographs of the VIN in multiple places if possible. We want a copy of the title, again, so we can cross-reference those things. We want to see what name is on the title, what address is on the title, and we want to see an ID from the seller. Send out a PPI, a pre-purchase inspection. Someone that can physically do this work for you.
And a good tip to follow when doing this whole process is, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. Let's recap all this information.
Number one, you want to make sure you're not buying a car that's stolen, re-VINed, or a tampered VIN. You want to make sure that you have a car that's not a salvage or rebuilt title, even though your title indicates that it's clean. We've seen cars before that have Florida clean titles, but it turns out there were salvage or branded titles in another state.
So this will go back to maybe calling the DMV of that state from where the car originally came from.
Call a DMV of wherever the state is coming from. We have free resources online, not only from the Insurance Bureau, but the state consistency, title, seller, car. Okay, all that needs to be the same.
I want to quickly give thanks to one of our one of our car guys down here in Miami that he's a police officer and he's always in our events, and he's the one that actually provided all this information for us. So thank you, Frank, for that.
Yeah, Frank, thank you. He provided the information. We use it on a daily basis.
Right.
And you know what? That's what this is all about, continuing learning and enjoying this hobby,
Yes.
but doing it properly, legally, and peace of mind.
Feel free to drop a comment down below, reach out to us, and we'll be more than happy to help you out. Make sure to hit that subscribe button for us as well. Please help us reach that 10,000 subscriber mark.
That's right, guys. We want to answer your questions. Please send them through. Thank you for watching. I'm Gaston Rossato.
And I'm Rossato. We'll see you next week. Peace out. Hit subscribe. What are you waiting for?